All right. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, YouTube. If you're hearing this voice, my name is Rosh, and this is going to be a tutorial series that I'm putting together for the AxeFX III on how to program some presets. This is episode 3, and a little about me. I'm a LA-based guitar player and guitar tech. I program a lot of fractal rigs for a lot of different clients. Some of my clients include Etheridge, Perfect Circle, Steve Vai, Leppard, and so on. So I just wanted to give back to the fractal community while we're here under quarantine and show some of my approaches on how I program presets for a lot of different people and kind of what we're doing. So in the last episode, I covered master volume clean amps. So in this episode, I want to cover non-master volume clean amps. So this is probably where most of the people who are using a fractal kind of run into some problems. So I want to go for some, offer some of my solutions and how I work on things. So here we have a blank preset. If you haven't already done so, go into an empty preset slot or clear the preset, and then let's quick build something. So we'll need output 1, output, and then input 1. Whoops, we're just gonna swap those, put the output here, and then we're gonna need an amp and a cab block. And then let's connect. As soon as the AxeFX starts responding, I don't know why. There we go. All right, let's connect all that. All right, so let's pick an amp. Let's start with let's do the Deluxe Reverb. And let's actually use the vibrato channel. And this is a Deluxe Reverb. This is like the model Deluxe Reverb, and this is the vibrato channel of the amp. Let's pick a cabinet that goes along with that. So it is a 1x12. So, and let's find Deluxe Reverb right here. Let's put a 57 on it. Okay. Cool. So we have some sound. All right. So by default, the default settings of this, this is the input drive at 5. Now you notice that unlike our last episode, there's no master volume here, but this corresponds to the volume knob of this non-master volume. So when you say non-master volume amp, really, if you need any more distortion or gain from the amp, you would actually just turn up this drive knob. This corresponds to the volume knob on this amp. So amps like the Voxes, a lot of the Fenders, stuff like that. So if you actually need more distortion, you just turn up this drive knob. Now, what's going to happen is the volume of the amp actually also goes up, as opposed to something like this. Now, keep in mind, on a Deluxe Reverb, if you cranked it up to about here on the real amp, it would be really loud and you would start distorting. And of course, depending on the amp type that you're using, some amps, depending on their wattage, will distort sooner than others. So a Deluxe Reverb is 22 watts. So the amp will start getting louder to a point. Okay, it'll start hitting a certain volume, probably right around there. And then any louder than this threshold is just going to add more distortion rather than more volume. So as you notice, maybe right around this area, it got louder, and then after a while, it just didn't do anything. So since we're mainly talking about clean amps right now, this is you have to find the sweet spot for what you're looking for. Now, the clean is such a, it's a term that can mean a lot of different things to a lot of different guitar players. Some people want a crystal clear, funky Prince, Nile Rodgers kind of clean, and some people think Steve Vai plays it with a clean tone. So those are two completely different types of clean tones. So mainly, the approach that I always use for non-master volume clean amps is I turn the drive up until it just sounds where I need it to. And whether it's a clean sound or kind of slightly crunchy, overdriven sound, and just find that. And then I use the level knob to make sure that it doesn't clip the output, and it's pretty good. So let's play. Probably turn that up just a hair. And usually I just try to tickle the red unless it's like a lead sound, but I generally try to get all my volumes right around here. And now you have a kind of like a crunchy, overdriven tone, but the magic is, of course, that you can roll off your volume knob and get a clean sound. Probably turn up the treble just a hair. And if I dig in, it starts grinding up a little bit. Okay, so let's take a different approach, maybe something with a higher wattage. So, for example, like the Fender Twin, so that would be the double verb. And let's do the vibrato channel in the double verb. Now, I'll go to block, I'll reset this channel, and then these are the default settings of the Deluxe Reverb. Now, check this out. There's no master volume, but the input drive's at 5. Now, this amp is 60 watts. Now, on a real Fender Twin Reverb, if you cranked up the volume to 5, that would be super loud on a real amp. So when people pick like the Deluxe or the double verb, which is the Twin Reverb, they go, wait, why is it distorted? You have to remember that the real world counterpart, if you put the amp at this volume, it would already start distorting, but it would be super loud on stage. So this is kind of like, I believe Ted Nugent probably played Fender Twins at this volume. So instead, if you're, again, going for a clean sound, turn the drive down. And again, this would be still pretty loud on a 60 watt amp. But now you can use and compensate with the level. So maybe just a hair more. And then now, you have a pretty chimey, crystal clear, clean sound. And then so this is kind of where the magic happens with these non-master volume amps. You find, again, you have a tone in mind, and then you find like kind of the sweet spot where you want it. And a lot of what the magic is when you're working with amps like this, like for example the Vox, is you turn this drive knob up until it starts to distort, and then you maybe back it off from there. So let's reset this channel. This is the standard. Now, again, at 5, the amp would already start breaking up. This is going to sound like a distorted amp. And you notice that there was a huge drop in level. So we can compensate. And the other thing is, let's probably change this to, let's see, 1/12. Let's do a Class A. Or we can maybe search Class A. Or Class. Okay, so we want to find like one of these 212s, right? So let's put a 57 Class A. And that's kind of more the Vox sound. Still need a little bit more volume. Now, it's pretty crunchy, right? But again, find where that sweet spot is, where the amp just is about to start breaking up. And then compensate with the level to get it to a good volume. Now, this is the bridge pickup of the Les Paul. So if I dig in, it's going to start driving the amp a little bit, but That's that Vox chime. That Voxes are known for. Maybe if we do the top boost right here. So we'll definitely bring the level down. And then, see, right around here, the amp starts breaking up if you dig in. But if you play lightly, and the high cut is like a reverse presence. And you get that. So a lot of versatility right around here. Now, if you still need it to be a little bit cleaner, turn the drive down, compensate with the level until you get the tone that you're looking for. So that'll be this episode for non-master volume clean amps. This is episode 3. So if you guys have any other topics that you would like me to cover, I would be more than happy to. Again, the main takeaway for all this is that with non-master volume amps, just turn the drive up until you get to the tone you want and then compensate with the volume. Don't worry about, oh, it's getting louder, it's getting softer. The cool thing is that with a fractal, this level knob is digital volume, so you can keep the same tone. Doesn't matter what volume you want. The level knob does not change the tone of the amp. All right, so until then, until next time, I'll see you guys on the next episode, which I'll probably cover, I don't know, master volume distorted amps. Let's go there.